This podcast contains strong language and discussions about relationships, sex, and love. It may not be suitable for younger listeners. This is the Can't Keep My Mouth Shut podcast, and I am Nick Selena. Hi everyone, back with another episode of me. And this one, ladies and gentlemen, riles me so much. I have been wanting to talk about it for fucking ever, but I couldn't really quite find the words or enough anger or time had passed for me to really do it. But let me tell you, the anger is here and we are ready. This is called Singapore. Losing all of the good women because of the shit men. Now, before we begin, I know for a fact that it is a global epidemic of shit men, of toxic, abusive men, of men that ghost because they can't even be bothered to give you the dignity to say they're not interested, of men that cheat, of men that have all the addictions under the sun, including fucking hookers. Hi, ex-fiancé, I'm looking at you. And I understand it's not just Singapore, and I get that. I also want to say before I begin is that I know it's not just men. Women suck too, okay? So I know this is a sweeping, stereotypical kind of episode, but it's also fucking true, all right? So don't worry about what it's like in London or Bali or New York or Dubai. I get it. Shit men are everywhere. I get that. And shit women too. But specifically, I want to talk about living on this damn island. Hello, Singapore. I love you. Yes, I love you. But the men, not so much. So basically, I am fed up of hearing fucking stories about men treating their woman appallingly. And it seems to be like Singapore somehow houses the worst of the worst. And what's happening is, and I'm talking across the board, like locals, expats, women are leaving the island. Good women that are strong, intelligent, attractive, caring, kind. These women are leaving to find love elsewhere because it feels like the narrative here is that you will get fucked over. I have so many, and this is why I feel like I can say this because of what I do and how I've been doing it for so long. I have so many stories, DMs from strangers, friends of friends, my friends, old and new. I have so many stories of these beautiful creatures, these women that are just lovely women being royally hurt by their partners. And these men cheat, they frequent brothels, or they suddenly disappear, or they've secretly got another girlfriend, or they just use, just one night stands, pretend they want something when they eventually get sex and nah, see you later. And it's just such a damaging fucking narrative. And I don't get it. I don't get it. For instance, my personal experience. I'm going to sound like a cunt and I don't care. When I first met my fiancé, part of me thought, you're punching with me, you will never cheat. I genuinely thought that. I wasn't enamored by how he looked. I thought I was falling for his character and the way we had laughs together and the connection we had. But he's a 4 out of 10 back home, I'm pretty sure. Right? No, he cheated on repeat. And he frequented Orchard Towers behind my back, even after proposing. Yep. He proposed to me and fucked hookers. Now, I'm not saying he wouldn't do that, backing where he fucking crawled out under the rock, wherever he came from. I'm not saying he wouldn't do that in his own country, but it just feels like it's a more open fucking thing here. And also, dude, You're 4 out of 10. You were already punching with me. And this is what I think is the problem, right? I think that these men across the board, I'm not talking generalizing with expats. I just mean men in general. They become insecure with themselves if they manage to bag a woman who is beyond them, or perhaps she's more successful, perhaps she is more intelligent, perhaps she has a better body, perhaps she's, facially better looking, whatever it is. If a guy manages to bag this prize, for some reason, rather than honouring her, loving her, treating her well, it delves into his insecurities and his soft ego and his damaged masculinity, and he has to treat her badly to make himself feel better. That's what I think is the fucking problem. My fiancé knew he bagged someone beyond his means and that he was a pathological liar and that I fell in love with the lie. And so to make himself feel better, that one day I'll probably leave when I discovered how atrocious he was, he would just constantly cheat and lie to me some more and treat me badly. And that way, when I do leave, it's like, okay, because, he fucked around, so it's all right. It's almost like some sort of internal damage control for their fragile self. I don't know. I don't fucking know. This is what I can only assume, because the stories I hear, I even heard one last week before, these women, I'm like, if I meet the men or I see the men online or whatever, and I'm like, are you fucking serious? Like, you must have a huge dick or really good personality, because I don't understand. And they still cheat and treat their women badly. Fucking raging. I'm honestly raging about it. Now listen, in London, my whole of my 20s, did I manage to find a good guy? Well, no, I didn't. So is the epidemic Singapore based, or is it a global modern day society wanker man? Potentially. Yep. Is it Nick Selena only fancies the wrong uns? Could be. But if it was Nick Selena based only, how comes I'm hearing these stories left, right and centre? How comes you are all coming to me daily in need of help? Because you've heard something I spoke about and it resonates with you. You are in a toxic relationship. You are physically abused. Your guy has done this. You think he's cheating. I hear it all the time. I'm saturated with this fucking narrative. And honestly, it's destroying my idea of finding that good guy, of finding, the one. Because I'm like, it just seems that it doesn't exist anymore. Why? And more importantly, what's happening in Singapore is these good women, they're leaving. I hate that. One of my friends, she's moved to Bali. She was a local Singaporean, and she's found love immediately. And she's happy as a pig in shit. And yet when she was in Singapore, she really struggled and was, just treated quite badly. So I think, and then my other girlfriend, she's moving back to London because she was treated badly here. It just saddens me, because I got to be honest with you, I am now in that boat. So last year, was it last year? I'm losing my fucking years. When I did leave the fiancé, I was like, I need to just leave Singapore. I can't be here. I just can't be here, because there's no happy ending with a man that you meet here. I feel like lots of people come into Singapore with a partner and that works out, or I don't know. I'm hoping there's some happy stories. If someone can prove me wrong, that would make me happy. And this is the first time in my life I want to be proven wrong. Please prove me wrong with some fucking fairy tale story where people matched in Singapore, they met in Singapore, and the guy was loving and decent and loyal and honest, and there was no ghosting, and there was no abuse, and there was no lying, and there was no cheating, and there was no manipulation, and there was just happy ever after. Someone come forward, please. I need to hear it. Because I am in that boat where I think the longer I stay, the older I get, the further away I get from meeting my partner, from having the children. Like, come on, guys, I'm fucking turning 36. I want the family. I want the husband. I don't want the husband to be alcoholic cunt who lies to me every day and goes to Orchard Towers and fucks his hookers and then says he fell asleep for 2 hours on the pavement outside and then comes home and has a shower and then tells me to get out of his house. Don't want that. No, I don't want that. I want healthy, happy, normal guy. And I've done my healing. Before you go, maybe it's you. No. And maybe have a type. No. This one, the fiancé, is the opposite of my type. Like I said, 4 out of 10 at best. I used to date models in London, like stunning men, okay? And some of us, we're still really good friends. It's not like they were arseholes. We're really good friends. This one was at least he won't cheat because look who, let's have a comparison. Oh, and I know I sound really arrogant, but yeah, I am pretty much a box ticker. In London, I would be asked out every time I went out. Like, sure, to be fair, I did have long-term relationships and obviously they ended but I don't regret them. I don't necessarily think all of the men are arseholes at all. Certain things happened, throughout my 20s and it didn't work out. But I was always hit on. Always. Or I used to go out with my girlfriend and would go into a club and I'd see someone. I'd be like, oh my God, look at him. Yeah, that's the one. And by the end of the night, I'd leave with his number and I'd have a date lined up. Does that happen in Singapore? Does it fuck? I can go out every day of the week. My liver, my kidneys wouldn't appreciate it, but I could, and I would not get hit on. I don't understand. It's like, and it's not only me. It's the narrative. Like, it's almost like the guys, I don't know, do you have too much choice? Are the men here, is this like Singapore? Does it just attract broken men or something? Or is this now globally what it's like? Is there been a power shift in that men now want the women to chase them? Men now seem to play it cool. Is it the introduction of the apps and the social media? Like, oh, okay, well, I don't need to go and actually talk to anyone or flirt with anyone because I can go and pick up a shag if I want easily, swiping on Tinder, or, I can pay a hooker. Ugh, yuck. Like, or whatever it is that the thing? I don't get it. I do not understand. But I do understand that it's so common now, it needs to be talked about. And obviously I'm the girl to talk about it because I'm fucking raging. I also don't like the idea that women have to leave their homes and their jobs. Like, for me, like I said, last year, I was considering going. How am I going to fucking find someone here? What happened actually was, if you're thinking, well, why haven't you left? Is because firstly, I got 2 babies, my fur babies I need to consider, and they'd have to fly, and that's going to be a whole ordeal. If anyone knows how clingy Gizmo is, imagine putting her on a flight for 13 hours. It's going to be a lot. Also, I love Singapore. I fucking love my life in Singapore. I love everything about it. And I was broken and healing and sad, thinking I need to move. And then as I got over what he put me through, and as I understood it said nothing about me and says everything about him, and as the more and more cheating came about, the more dirty stories that became uncovered and people came forward telling me all this stuff about him, the more I realized that, I don't want to leave my life for a fucking man. Are you serious? No, thank you. So I didn't want to run. I didn't want to run from heartbreak. I wanted to stay and fight through it. And that is exactly what I did. I fought through it. Am I considering leaving because I don't foresee meeting anyone? Yes, it is still on my mind. And the more stories I hear of all these women I know doing the same, it does make me feel like I should follow suit. But once again, do I want to leave my life in Singapore to chase love? when maybe I go to London and the arsehole epidemic is there as well. New York, Sydney. Like, I had one of my girlfriends in London who is from Singapore, by the way, leave me a voice note the other day saying, oh, it's happened again. This guy's done this, this, and this, and this, and this. What the fuck is going on? Rah, rah, rah. And she's in London. I'm like, oh, honey, I'm so sorry. Like, I feel you. I totally feel you. And she is stunning. She's so stunning. Like, I can't look directly at her. She's so beautiful. She's bilingual. She is active. She's like, influencer, but an actual influencer. And she's fucking awesome and the kindest soul. And she's been screwed over left, right, and centre. But she doesn't want to consider moving back to Singapore on the basis of, like, the narrative is that men are so fucking shit here. So she's stuck as well. Like, I'm experiencing rubbish in London, but then, if I move back, then, I could talk about this for hours, guys. Luckily, it's only been 15 minutes. But yeah, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to fix this, and I don't understand how it fucking started. All I know is that left, right, and centre, women, locals, expats, just women in general are moving away because they want to find real love. And for some reason, it doesn't seem to be happening in Singapore. They are moving away because they've had their heart broken, because they're fed up of back-to-back crappy dates, of being ghosted. They're moving away because they can't bear being cheated on one more time, or finding out there's another girlfriend, or there was a wife and kids they didn't know about. They're moving away because they want to find a space where they are appreciated, where they are hit on, where they are flirted with, where they are seen as the prize. It just feels like all of these 10 out of 10 women have been demoted to like 2 out of 10 at best. I just don't get it. God, I feel so much better having got that all off my chest. That was very cathartic for me. Please come forward with your thoughts. Where are you in the world? And what experiences do you have? Please come forward and prove me wrong. People in Singapore, I need love stories. You gotta lift my soul up at this point, okay? I need heartwarming, loving, butterfly feeling, long-term love stories. That's what I need. I need somebody out there to make me believe in real love again and give me hope that I will find love in Singapore. And that is the end of this episode. I can't wait to hear all of your thoughts and comments. As always, slide into my DMs. I'll be on Instagram and TikTok at Nixalina, Nixalina. And I'll see you all next week. Thanks for listening to the Can't Keep My Mouth Shut podcast. Produced and hosted by me, Nixalina, and recorded in the Splicecast Studios in Singapore. I'm available to listen to on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, and all major podcast listening apps. Do subscribe to enjoy a new episode every Monday evening. Please do give me a 5-star review. It helps other people also find my podcast. For more content and features to read, you can check out my website, nixalina.com. That's nixalina.com. I'm also on social media. Simply search at Nixalina, Nixalina, to find me. Don't be shy. Come say hi.